Today's veterinarian visit on KCRG TV 9 is brought to you by Emergency Veterinary Service of Iowa City.
And thanks for keeping it here on TV 9 this midday. We are taking your questions now for veterinarian Allan Berger. 365-9999 is the number to call. And Marlis is standing by on the phone with a question. Go ahead, Marlis.
Yes, I was wondering, what do you use to get rid of fleas off your cats?
I happen to like Frontline. That's my favorite flea control product. There are others out there. Generally speaking, what you get from a veterinarian is going to be a little bit easier to use and at times safer than what you can find in a store. We definitely see more reactions to what people choose when they're not getting it from a veterinarian. There are several products out there. As I said, what do I use? The answer is I usually reach for Frontline first.
Okay, and we did have a related question to that from a caller who didn't want to go on the air. Has 3-week-old kittens. How young is too young to treat for fleas?
Yeah, 3 weeks is pretty young. For that, you need to read the label of whatever you're using pretty carefully. Some of the pyrethrin-based sprays, and again, you have to read the labels. Some of the water-based, pyrethrin-based sprays can be used on younger kittens. And in that instance, I say spray a rag and then wipe the kitten down. If you spray it directly on the kitten, sometimes you run into problems with spray. I mean, there's so little that you can't always control where it goes.
Sure. Before we get to our next caller, we want to take time to introduce us to this adorable dog in your lap today.
This is Tahiti. I've only known Tahiti for, I guess it's been about a half an hour or so, but she's a great girl. She has some energy, but she really likes to cuddle. She seems to like to trot along in front of a leash, but really the last 15 minutes she spent on my lap. And if you scratch her under the chin here, she really likes that.
Loves that. Look at those eyes. She's so calm, too. One of the more calm dogs we've had in our studio. And the place to pick her up?
The Cedar Rapids Animal Control.
Okay, very good. And our next caller, I believe, is Sheila on the line with a question. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi. I have a black lab Australian Shepherd mix, and it sheds. He sheds just terrible. Is there anything I can do to at least prevent it a little bit?
Yeah, vacuum a lot. Absolutely, you can brush, but I don't know of any shortcuts for helping with that. I mean, just the more you brush them, sort of the less hair they're going to leave in unexpected places, but they produce hair at whatever rate they produce hair, and you just have to figure out how to control it.
If there does happen to be a magic pill out there, by the way, I would love to know about it for my dog as well. And you wanted to talk a little bit about medication safety. About 30 seconds left to go.
Oh, yeah, we've had a lot of calls lately for mostly dogs that get into a person's medications, and if you can keep track of what medications are in your house, if you've got dogs that you know are curious, and then the moment that the dog gets into it, don't wait for symptoms. As soon as you notice that a dog has gotten into something, give a call to a veterinarian, or you can directly call a poison control center, and there are 2 veterinary poison control centers. But if you wait until they show symptoms, we've had a couple of kind of scary cases lately where they knew the dog got into it, but the dog wasn't sick, and then it's easier to prevent a problem than it is to treat it once the drug has been absorbed.
Sure. Well, Tahiti, Dr. Berger, thanks so much for being with us today. And Kyle, have one more check of your forecast when we come back. Stay with us.